Okay, so this is the final build video of my barrel stove without a kit. Got the door on. I might make a couple little changes, but I'm not going to do any more follow-up videos. I'll just give you the quick rundown of what I'm thinking. Let me show you the door. Had some spare hinges in here that I found laying around. Let me show you this. I used some 3/4 inch 16 gauge square tubing. I gotta close this, it's black smoke. Apparently there's still some tar or shit in there because it's black smoke's coming out. But anyways, 3/4 inch 16 gauge square tubing. Made the frame. It's got a 13 inch opening and 3/16 plate steel that I made obviously to go to the edges of the frame. Then you'll see, the hinges. They're just basic gate hinges. They're galvanized. That might eventually burn off. It depends on how hot this thing gets. Ran a full bead all the way around it. Okay. Now the barrel sheet metal was kind of warped, so I had to use some clamps to clamp it down, make sure it was nice and tight. And this stove had one of those handles to lift off the lid here, and I don't plan on using that. I might actually cut it up and use the metal for something. But so I took that handle and welded it to the center of the door so that I had something a little bit, insulated for me to grab a hold of without burning myself. One of the upgrades I might do is put some sort of little tab or something on that so it's a little bit easier to swing open. As far as how I secured it, I used, where is it here? One of these hangers. I told you guys that I was going to use these for a hinge, but I opted out of it because I found the door hinges. What I ended up using just a small little piece of this. I drilled a hole through the plate steel, put this in there, welded it to the back side of the door. Then I put the plate on and then found me a nut that was big enough to slide over the top of this and just set it on there loosely and then welded the nut to the rod and then cleaned up the inside of the door. So that's what I did there. You could actually see the nut a little bit if I can get this to focus with the big weld bead on top. That's just obvious. It's a flat piece of 3/16 plate that had some scrap laying on the floor. Cut a couple of notches in there, one's to close it all the way, one's to leave a gap in it. I'm hoping that this gap will be enough. It actually looks like it. It's burning really good inside there. If not, if I don't like it, what I'm thinking about doing is punching a hole here and one on the other side so that I can put a piece of pipe on there, and then I'll probably steel these. I don't know how well that's showing up. Steel those off of there and weld them to the pipe. So I've got a couple of pipes on the ground. But outside of that, this is just compressed into there. There's no real major gaps. I don't see any smoke coming out of there, so I opted not to weld it or anything. The reason being is obviously that fits up in there tight. This fits in here tight. I needed to shove this tube down into the barrel to get it lined up here and then raise it back up out of the barrel to fit it in there. I haven't put the screws in yet, but I will. Backside, again, top barrel is the one with the ring. I can unbolt it here, pull this cover off, get in there and clean everything out. Bottom barrel, I just welded the lid all the way around. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I told you that I would probably reinforce these legs a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to. Wow, this is already getting this fucking chair hot. I'm not sure if I'm going to. And if I do, I'm not going to do a follow-up video. I'm going to put sand in here. I went and got this play sand here from Home Depot. It's like $4 a bag. It's 3 something. So these are both 50-pound bags. I figured that I can fill up the bottom of this barrel from front to back and try to prevent it from, some burn through. Help that a little bit. The only concern about that is every time I go to clean this, I'm going to be pulling out some sand, but I guess it's better than burning through that barrel, and that's what I'm trying to prevent. Some people put the wood stove brick in there. I've got a few inside this stove that I'll probably pull out, and we'll see. What I might end up doing is putting the sand and then going buying some brick and laying it flat on top of the sand, so that this way it's double insulated and I got something a little bit more secure to sweep out the ashes from. But I'm just going to play that one by ear. And I'm not sure how well this is showing up here. Can't really see it on the camera, but you can see the heat little waves or mirage looking things coming off the top of this barrel. Yeah, it's not showing up on the camera, but I can see it. Like I said, that chair was getting hot, like getting ready to melt type hot. The garage was 40 degrees in here when I closed the door. That was probably like 5 minutes ago. It's at about 45 degrees now. And this, you can feel the cold air coming off this wall. There's a lot of cold air. So this stove's got it's got a job to do. This is 1,300 square feet, and we'll see how it does. I will write in the comment section or do one of the little video notes at the end of it, come back and edit it when I find out what the temperature change is when it fully warms up in here. I have this old gas heater that I don't want to try to use, but the fan works on it. So I've turned on the fan to get some air circulating in here. Hopefully it'll get that heat moving around inside the building and warm this place up. But like I said, just in 5 minutes it's already gone up 5 degrees. If I can get this garage, my ideal situation is to get the garage to sit at about 60 degrees in the coldest part of winter. So, and apparently it gets down into the single digits around here, so that's going to be a task. We'll see how well it works. Anyways, that's my stove. Hope it inspired you. I spent literally $0 on this. Oh, well, excuse me. No, wrong. I bought the sand. So, $8. Tax maybe $9. And that's overestimating. Fuel to go get the gas. But outside of that, I had the stovepipe already from this stove. I had the scrap metal. Some people will say, well, you had to pay for that metal at some point, and you're right, except for this stuff. I didn't pay for this metal at all. The plate steel I did, and as well as the square tubing I did. The thing is, though, is I've already made my money back off that steel, so kind of is what it is. Even if I were to calculate what it cost me, it's significantly cheaper than buying the kit. It was for me anyways, There's always the consumables with the welding, but again, it was cheaper. I'm going to go out and spend that $100 on a face cord of wood, and to me that's a little bit more. I would rather have done that than to spend $100 on the kit. So, and it looks like it's going to work out really well. After I put the sand in there, if this thing feels still a little bit wobbly, then I'll brace the legs, but I don't know. Right now it seems like it's probably going to be okay, as long as I'm not chucking wood in there so hard that I'm moving it. But, and for those who have never dealt with a barrel stove, these things hold a ton of wood. I've got this small little pile in here, and I'll bet you anything that when this burns down, that I could probably put almost half of that inside this stove and just let it burn. So that's it. You know, subscribe, comment, like, support a guy. Trying to get my channel a little bit more activity, trying to give you guys some quality videos and hopefully inspire some people to try a few things. So talk to you later. Bye.